If you're the child of a first, maybe second generation immigrant, you've likely grown up seeing your parents sacrificing everything for your sake. Grandparents leaving a life in another country, to parents inheriting the boomer workforce and taking what's now considered a more traditional route of working 40 years and retiring, essentially leading to you, right? Who's seen the initial fruits of their labor in the early stages of the digital age up until now. There's so much that has gotten you to this point. And you see the wear, the struggle, the anger, the jadedness on your parents and those that you love. It all leads you to the conclusion that your primary goal should be to satisfy or retire them and feel free from the supposed chains that you have witnessed your whole life. Because you've heard them talk about it, how much they gave up, and there's a looming guilt that follows you every day, every second, from all the experiences you now have which they may have never got to experience. You know, if the roles were reversed, that they would be exceptional, and all of these things contribute to this purpose or this idea of saving them from their lifestyle. But have you ever had a good conversation with them? Have you truly listened to them? Have you made judgments based off unknowns and negative perceptions that have led you to this feeling? And is this something that takes away from true responsibility, this desire to retire your parents or save the ones you love from a lifestyle which you have deemed unacceptable? Or does this take you in the wrong direction? If you resonate with this feeling, you might want to take a step back and truly think how this is affecting your life. If this guilt or responsibility should stay on the forefront of your mind. You see, if this desire to retire parents is born out of guilt, that is masked as a sense of responsibility, or furthermore made from plenty of assumptions you have made from your parents' life and relationship to you, I'm not so sure it's actually something that should be considered. You see, I do truly believe in helping my parents out, and I don't want to get that confused in this video, but this is more about whether this mindset is healthy to harbor, I guess, as I believe this may contribute in the opposite direction that you may be hoping for. First, I want to talk about this noble responsibility that you might feel, or at least you may have been told by others that this is something noble, that this is a man's duty or a person's duty, whatever case you want. But this desire says something about sacrifice in general, and about what you personally may believe about relationships. And your incessant demand to take all of this responsibility or purpose on yourself may be the thing they're wishing against in the first place. You see, you're not trying to help your parents. You're trying to repay a debt that might not exist in the way you think it does. It's almost like trying to empty an ocean with a cup, where the ocean is all the debt you have perceived you must pay from your loved one's sacrifices. And it's not that there's something wrong with having this feeling, but you can see that there are parts of their history or your loved one's history and past that you must accept so that you can be equipped to properly handle your own life and move forward, as the ocean is not meant to be emptied. See, I mostly mean that this desire is a misapplication of responsibility and purpose than anything else. I get this feels counterintuitive, especially to guys out there, because this might come across as me saying not to help your parents, but I really want to be specific about this. You know, we have this instinct, especially in men, to take on the weight of other problems, like it's our duty to fight for them. And yeah, that pressure tolerance gets rewarded, but sometimes that responsibility is just a distraction. It feels like purpose, but it actually pulls you away from the responsibility that's truly yours. I think this dynamic deserves its own video, but in short, real responsibility is not built on guilt or a sense of debt. And when you carry something as heavy and distant as, I need to retire my parents, it can take you out of your immediate life or blind you to the people around you and their true expectations or how to actually love others. You end up chasing a future obligation and neglecting the real responsibilities in front of you, the ones that might actually put you in a position to help anyone in the first place. Specifically, this desire becomes negative when you project your own interpretation of others' suffering without truly talking or connecting with them. You turn love into something transactional, and you carry a burden that maybe they never asked you to carry, or one that is not even possible to carry in the first place. And that's an important point, because there are things that are not meant to be carried. And this is what I mean by that may feel counterintuitive. But when you do carry things that are not meant or possible to be carried, you ruin yourself inside out from the immense pressure and guilt, inadvertently never giving yourself the chance or space to actually help those you love. And so the strong sense of purpose or responsibility, especially out of this guilt, can get in the way of understanding and spending time or loving the people around us before all of these conditions are met, before you have saved everyone from their lifestyle. It's also this savior complex coupled with the guilt that I believe some people carry when they say this, yet they do not even know who their loved ones truly are outside of their relation to themselves. Again, there are situations where people don't have a choice, where life forces responsibility onto you. Illness, financial hardship, family situations, things that demand something from you whether you're ready or not. And bless these people. Genuinely, these situations are much different and deserve respect. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the kind of responsibility that isn't spoken exactly, but it's felt and interpreted in the wrong manner. Again, as I said before, it's the kind that comes from guilt, from what you've seen and what you think you owe. And if you find yourself in that position, I think the best thing you can do isn't to push harder, but take a step back. Step outside the guilt for a second. Ask yourself where it's coming from. Ask if this is something that's actually being asked of you or something you've placed on yourself irrationally. Because understanding that feeling, breaking it down, might be the thing that allows everything to fall into place a healthier way later on. You don't want to live in denial or chase a goal that is not possible to achieve. Now, I understand that sounds pessimistic, but truly it's more about creating illusions that were never real in any way in the first place and chasing them to your own demise. Acceptance will breed a much better, healthier responsibility that is applicable, and you may end up actually helping those around you. Your drive will come from a place that's actually sustainable and real. And so in short, if you have this feeling, this sense of duty to retire your parents or intervene on behalf of your loved ones, then take a step back and analyze where it's coming from, because it's not always a noble sense of responsibility, and sometimes it can be the thing that holds us back from doing the very things we wish to do. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you again for watching, and thank you for all the support. I hope you took something valuable from this, and I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments and your thoughts. I wish you all the best.